2024 has only just begun and there's already people out there getting on my nerves. It's almost like people don't want to be recorded while minding their own business.
Wait a
Oh no, you're gonna get slapped.
Delete it right now!
Yeah, this is why you don't do videos like that.
And he's not.
I've seen quite a few videos in the past few months of people doing stuff like that and I don't understand why. Are you asking to get a black eye? Oh, I wish this was real. Okay, so apparently it's not real. That's something else that really annoys me about them videos. I'm starting to struggle to tell which videos are real and which videos are fake. I feel like whenever it comes to certain videos, we can tell that they're fake, but I thought that was real and apparently it's not. What I don't get is why are parents not teaching children manners and how to respect others. All said before realizing this is all fake for internet attention. However, this is still a good subject. If anything, that video annoys me more because it is fake. If you're gonna do real videos like that, you're already bad enough. That's a fake one, which means he's went out of his way to basically pay somebody to act like that. I just don't get it. You know, someone's gonna try and recreate it and end up in a coffin. Firework in a public bus. Oh, please don't. Just why? Why?
It's not popping. It's not popping.
I don't know if it's just me, but where have these kids come from? Like, I'm sorry, what kids are doing that? Who in their right mind is setting off fireworks in a bus? Whenever I was growing up, there was obviously kids who were not the best behaved. You know, they did mess up and, you know, cause chaos. However, it wasn't like that. You know, they weren't going out of their way to set off fireworks. I'd love to know if this a-hole was arrested. Okay, so I actually think she was. She was arrested and charged, which is good. Are you gonna go onto a school bus and deliberately set off fireworks? Have you not seen them firework ads where people like lose their fingers? If that was an accident, it wouldn't be so bad. However, I don't know how it would be an accident. There's only been one video on the internet where I've seen fireworks accidentally going off and it was literally in like a primary school play. I'll put it up on the screen right now. So basically, as you can see, I think they meant to do like some sort of like wee explosion, like confetti explosion. Turns out they accidentally bought fireworks. How simple-minded can someone be? What did they think the resultant consequences would be? Then they film it as well. I think a lot of these people believe that they're untouchable. They seem to think, oh, it's funny, you know, I got away with it. Nah, actions have consequences. Especially actions like that. Like that isn't like you playing a funny prank where like you spray like fart spray. That's you setting off fireworks. Like I'm pretty sure that is illegal. How did someone that old get fireworks? Like I don't understand where you'd even go to get fireworks. And she somehow bought them and let them off in a school bus. Texas man enters a PetSmart on a cattle. Oh my god, look at the size of that. I'm amazed. Like, I want to sit in it. I feel like that's such a Texas thing. Like, that would only ever happen in Texas. Also, I feel like I'm gonna look very, very dumb right now, but a cattle is similar to a cow. Is a cow a female cattle? Or I don't even know what a cattle is. It just looks like it could somehow be related to a cow. What if it poops? I mean, they are in PetSmart, which is good. So I feel like they're in the perfect place if it accidentally lets out a mess. I would be asking if I could pet it. Exactly. Like, I wouldn't even be mad. I'd be amazed. I would literally go up and want to stroke it and, like, sit on it. That actually reminds me one time whenever I was in a train station and there was this man with ferrets on him. If you don't know what a ferret is, I'll put it up on the screen right now. Basically, you can have them as pets. He had like 4 or 5 of them climbing all over them and like I was able to hold them and stroke them. Like honestly, I was amazed. So I can't really be too mad at that man. Like I'd probably be jealous of him. I want to know who he is so I can become his friend. Idiot TikToker blows air horn in the library for a prank. Of course it's a prank. Such a funny prank.
I think it came from that direction over there.
Don't crash it. Don't mess.
It's bad enough that that person is doing it in a library, but it's even worse that they're continually doing it in front of someone who's quite clearly in some form of wheelchair. It's bad enough that you're literally doing that for attention, and then you do it to someone like that. Like, it's not funny. He's gonna get cracked so hard very soon. Do that in enough places, you'll traumatize a child or an elderly person and get dropped before you even know what happened. I feel like people like that also put themselves as a target. Even if you don't do that to somebody, they could see that video online and not like you because you're going out of your way to ruin people's days and then try to track you down. And yet again, these pranksters are eventually gonna prank the wrong person. Mark my words, sometime in the future is going to be a prankster who pranks someone and ends up in a coffin. They're either going to end up with a broken jaw, in a coma, or literally in a coffin. But the possibility of that will never stop these people because they'll do anything for money and clout. The bigger the prank, the more views equals the more money, which in my opinion makes them worse. I'm an a-hole for not buying snacks for my daughter's best friend at a play date. I have an 11-year-old daughter, Ellie. She has a best friend, Sophie, who's 12. Both of the girls have special needs and are around 6 years old mentally. Okay, so we've literally read the first paragraph and I'm going to say yes, you certainly are the a-hole. Am I the a-hole for not buying snacks for my daughter's best friend at a play date? So let me get this straight. Your daughter's disabled and she's meeting her other friend who's disabled and you've decided not to give them snacks at a play date and they're like 12. Like, come on, that's like asking if water's wet. Sophie's mum called me yesterday and said that they were in an indoor playground and Sophie wanted to know if Ellie could come over to play. Sophie's mum offered to put me in her punch card. She prepays for 10 to 20 visits at a time because it's cheaper, so it would be free for me. So I got Ellie in the car and we met them at the playground. After about an hour of playing, the girls started to get hungry. I packed a snack for Ellie, but Sophie's mum didn't have any snacks for her. I told her they sell snacks in the front, but she claimed she didn't have any money in her and asked me to buy Sophie some goldfish. I said sure, send me the money and I'll grab some. I said no, I took care of my kid and it's not my job to take care of hers too. She said she paid for my kid to get in so I could cover the $2 cost for the goldfish. So let me get this straight, you don't want to give $2 to a child so that they can eat. Of course you're an a-hole, what's going through your mind? I told her if she wanted me to bring snacks she should have told me when she invited me, but I won't be wasting $2 for a 50-cent bag of goldfish because she was unprepared. She went up to the front. I don't know if she lied about not having money, but she came back with goldfish and fruit snacks. Now she's being petty by asking me to pay her back for all the times we've used their memberships and guest passes, so we're not getting along. As she should. She's literally asked you for $2 to buy a small snack for a child and you said no. If I was this mum, this would be the last time I'd ever be seeing you at the playground. I'm gonna have to see her at school drop-offs, pickups, ballet class, gymnastic classes, and the girls' weekly play date. So I want to know if I was the a-hole for not buying her kid a snack. I mean, I don't know what world you live in, of course you're one. If it was something like $50, you know, like a big dinner, I can understand why you might not want to pay that. It's $2.50. Like, is it really that deep? I'm pretty sure the mum would buy her child a snack if she had money on her, but she didn't. I don't know how or why I expect people to be in your side, but I can assure you they certainly wouldn't be. You're the a-hole. You were invited to a place for free that you would have otherwise had to pay for. You only pack snacks for your child. Why? Why didn't you also take snacks for the other child? Yes, you did not have to do so, and that child is not your responsibility. But if I was meeting someone for a play date for my child, not paying to get in, knowing at some point both our girls were going to be hungry, I would pack snacks for both as a thank you for the invitation. I would call the other mum an a-hole as well, because if she passes to this place, she knows her child will want a snack. But from your other comments, this seems to be a recurring thing for you. Your daughter is invited numerous times. You accept the generosity, but do not recuperate in any way. I kind of understand what she was saying at the end there about the other mum. I still just don't think the other mum's an a-hole. Maybe she was in a rush, you know, like at the end of the day, it's $2. I just can't believe that person put that in the Reddit page thinking that like people are going to be on her side. But I'm now starting to think, is it real or is it fake? Is it a rage bait one? I mean, I kind of hope that it's rage bait because if it isn't, that means it actually happened. My male roommate who I barely speak to asked me for intercourse. Hello, are you okay with me watching the dog for one more week starting Wednesday? I won't be watching her again anytime soon because I'm so over it, lol. But I know she likes to bark at you for no reason, so I'll only watch her again if you're cool with it. No worries if you're not into it. It's all good, thanks for asking. That will cost you a drink, lol. Lol, my next box of Truly's a cucumber lime is yours. Lol, as long as you drink with me. Ha ha ha. Oh, I don't like that. Whenever someone puts ha 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 after a message, it's never good. Like they usually say it after you say something weird. Lol, we'll have to see about that. I don't think we have similar drinking schedules. My drink schedule is every day. Lol, I don't know about you. Lol, mine is definitely not. So far what I've got from these messages is that this guy is a bit of a weird texter and like a borderline alcoholic. That's fine, lol. Maybe we can work out sometime, lol. Lol, you have an extra treadmill. I don't do treadmills. I do a different type of cardio, lol. Stop saying lol, like it's not funny. It's scary. Like, I'm sorry, I should put horror music in the background. I'm good. I don't know how Diana would feel about all that, lol. Want me to ask her, lol? No, thank you, just not interested. It's fine, I understand. Nice chat, lol. And then they sent that emoji. Oh god, that is your roommate as well. Like, that's really, really creepy. If I were you, I'd be locking your doors because quite clearly that guy has a thing for you and you don't want it. I don't know how Diane would feel about that. Is Diane like his girlfriend? Does his girlfriend know about that? If I were you, I'd recommend for you to tell that person straight away. Big yikes. Also, anyone who is proud of drinking every day is a problem. I don't have an issue with the fact that they drink every day. You know, obviously it's probably not good depending how much they drink. I just am a bit freaked out about the fact that like that's a roommate and they've basically said to you, yeah, I drink every day. I mean, they've sent you weird messages and then they're a bit of a drinker. Like, you need to start locking your door, get locking it immediately. Imagine if like they get a bit tipsy and then they try to get into your room. Like, that could literally end in disaster. News anchor tells 13-year-old kid to go outside and if beating the game isn't a life goal after he becomes the first person to beat classic Tetris. Kid's dad passed away a week prior to this and he hyperfixing Tetris likely as a form of grief. He dedicated the win to his dad. Okay, so I've seen this on Twitter and this is actually quite shocking. This kid does really really well in the game. He literally like is one of the only people to beat it in the world. And the news anchor just completely craps on him.
Now, Tetris has long been touted as a video game that just can't be beaten because it just goes on and on.
Oh my god!
Look, he beat it.
Well, 13-year-old American Willis Gibson has technically proven that wrong. He beat the original Nintendo version of the game by reaching such a high level that the coding froze. That left the program unable to generate any more falling blocks. As a mother, I would just say step away from the screen, go outside, get some fresh air. Beating Tetris is not a life goal. Speaking of fresh air, let's get a look at the weather.
Maybe it's not a life goal for you, but for him it is. Like, put it this way, that's pretty impressive. He's like one of the only people, if not the only person in the world to beat Tetris. You realize how difficult that is. And then you're gonna turn around and be like, oh, breathe fresh air. Like, that's a 13-year-old kid. A 13-year-old. He will be remembered as a legend in the gaming community. She will be remembered as that one snobby news anchor idiot. I mean, what that kid done was pretty impressive. And of course, you're just gonna crap on him for it. She's 40 and he's literally 13. That's weird. I hope the people in her life put her down the way she put down this kid for a couple of laughs from the boomers. Even if his dad didn't pass, there's always a record for something, and it would have been a great achievement no matter what. His dad passing just made the whole situation so much sadder. She probably doesn't even care about the fact that his dad died as well. Like, let's be completely honest, she just seen an opportunity to put a kid down. I've noticed that a lot of adults like doing that. A lot of adults get like very, very jealous of kids doing well, whether that's in games, music, you know, anything. Even with like older women, if they see a younger woman who's very, very beautiful, they're always so petty towards him. It's like they're jealous that they no longer look like that. Squatters in house get kicked out.
Howdy, guys. Hi, who are you? This is our house.
What are you doing here? This is not your home.
Yes, this is.
Yes, it
No,
is.
get the.
No. Call the police, please.
Lots of calling now.
Okay, because I
He knows you're full of. Just get out.
It's my hood, y'all.
Just get out. You took that out of the front yard?
Along with the other two signs, because I'm interested in purchasing this home, but there's obviously been some sort of mix-up. It's not costing me a home.
We don't have that.
Who did you purchase the home from, sir?
Squatters are absolutely insane to me. If they like squat in an abandoned building, I've got no issue with it. You know, it's an abandoned building, no one lives in there. If they squat in a living person's house, it's completely different. This is not your house. The literal audacity to say that. This is actually messed up. What's even more messed up is that it's actually quite difficult to get rid of squatters. I don't know what it's like in America, but I think in the UK, if someone squats in your house and it's not like your main house, it's very, very difficult to get them out. I've watched quite a few videos online of squatters who've stayed in a house. You know, they've maybe paid rent for like a month or so and they've decided, actually, I don't want to leave. And it's very, very difficult to evict them. You would think it would be very, very simple. You know, you just call the police, but apparently the police like can't kick them out. I'm not 100% sure on that, so don't take my word to the T. However, I do believe it is a bit difficult to get rid of squatters. And if that is true, that's like insane. So why are they called squatters, not trespassers? Exactly, like they're basically breaking in. Like they're not meant to be in there. If you're living in a home and someone just decided to break in and live there, they would be called trespasser. But apparently they're called squatters.
Okay, so in November, I decided I no longer wanted to be a responsible parent and I gave up my kids. I was just tired of being responsible and caring for them. I felt like I was too young and I wanted to go out there and experience life, and I started dating someone else, so it just didn't fit with my new lifestyle. And I didn't have anything to worry about because the other parent is a very responsible parent. But now I'm here because now I'm in child support, and to top it off, I'm really pissed off that I took care of them all the way up to November and I couldn't claim them on my taxes because the other parent had already claimed them.
Please tell me that's rage bait. Like, I'm literally hoping that that's rage bait. Please don't tell me that's actually real. She is, in fact, a piece of crap. I mean, I'm hoping that that is fake and she's just doing that to piss people off. But the reality is, people probably are like that. You know, if you have a child, you can't just abandon them. You have to take care of them. I also do believe you can put your kids up for adoption at any age, which to me is quite shocking. You know, a little baby who's like 4 months old being put up for adoption won't remember anything. If her kids are like 10 years old, they're gonna remember being put up for adoption. It's the fact that she turned around, she was like, yeah, I do take care of them. You know, it's too much work. I mean, that is the whole point of a parent. Too young, yet you need all those surgeries to mess up your young face, yeah. I mean, put it this way, she'll be 20 looking 40. That's karma for you. Creep caught taking secret photos of children while sitting alone in an indoor kids playground. Okay, where is he? We're definitely in the kids playground. Oh, and I think that's him. Yeah, and he's definitely trying to hide it. Ooh. Yeah, that's very, very freaky. The fact he's clearly trying to hide it is the worst part. If he was at least being open with it, you would assume he's taking pictures of his own kids. But since he's hiding it, he knows he's doing something bad and likely very messed up. That kind of makes me think, you know, whenever you go to a play park and you see adults, you automatically assume, oh, they're probably like the parent of a child. How many adults there are actually the parent? Could one of them like not have a child and just be sat there watching kids? I've never thought about that before, and because of that video I'm now going to think about that every single time I walk past a playground. Do most children's play places require you to have a child to enter? I'm not too sure. Like, I'm not sure what it's like in Northern Ireland. Maybe in like America or like other countries in the world you might have to do that. For me, I don't know, because I've never really been in a situation like that. If a situation like that did occur, like what would happen? Do you need a child? I mean, playgrounds are public places, so like technically if you wanted to, you could sit in a playground. Same thing happened to me and my kid here in the US. Police were called. I was beyond pissed off, but ultimately they said there was nothing they could do, so the creep got to walk away with no consequences. I feel like that's a bit like stalking. Like, a lot of times the police cannot do anything until the stalker makes contact, and obviously in that situation a creep most likely is not going to make contact with a child, because then they can actually go to jail. But yeah, that's not a good situation to be in. Like, that's quite freaky, and it's the fact that like they got away with it, so they're most likely going to go on and do it to more kids. Well, anyways guys, let's leave that video there. If we seem like more videos like this, let me know if you will. Press like, subscribe, and see you all tomorrow for another video.